Hello there, it is now 9:25 on Sunday the 24th of January 2020.
Correction, it's actually 2021.
And me and my swollen stomach have to do some exercise, but I've also promised that I will do a book review for Jason Blayne's Escaping RiverCreek. So this is how we're going to do it.
Marshall City University. Well, since she's going to sit, that means she's still
It's the 26th of January 2021, and I've just finished reading Escaping RiverCreek by Jason Blayne. It has teenagers, it has fast cars, it has sports, it has heartbreak, and of course it's got lots of sex. Now, Escaping RiverCreek is set in a world that I know nothing about. I grew up in England, not in America. The high school system there is complete alien to me. We never played ice hockey, as the characters in this book do. It's about a group of teenagers, two of them specifically, Corey and Tara. Now the funny thing is that I've been using text-to-speech, and text-to-speech pronounces it terror, and I didn't realise until a few pages into the book that she's actually called Tara. And I was thinking, why on earth would somebody call their daughter Terror? Now, all of the high school kids in RiverCreek want to escape RiverCreek. That's the idea of the title, Escaping RiverCreek. Some do, some don't. There's some very interesting characters in there, and some of it I'd like to see expanded on more, like the battle between the rich kids and the poor kids, racing cars against each other. What Jason Blayne does brilliantly is he makes you think the story is going to go one way. It's set up as though you think something's going to happen, and then suddenly all of the ideas that you have of what might happen next completely change, and it goes a completely different way. Much like in 45 Days, which is also by Jason Blayne, another book I've reviewed, there's a lot of description about the cars that people are driving and the food they're eating, not in so much detail, but it's so that you can really put yourself in the position that they're in. And just like in Jason Blayne's other books, it's all written in present tense. Now the main story features Corey and Tara, but I liked some of the other characters as well, Kayla and Rick. Even Frankie is a very complex character. Frankie is a character I would have liked to have known a bit more about and gone more into his story. As I said, there's some things in this book that are completely alien to me, but not alien to what goes on in America because of the completely different cultures. For example, teenagers driving everywhere. Most people I knew when we were 17 could not afford a car, and you certainly didn't get driving lessons until your 17th birthday because it's illegal before you're 17. Corey's mom being the sheriff as well. Now, where I live, we don't even have a local police officer, or not that anyone knows of anyway. So imagine knowing the sheriff, that's just completely alien to me. As well, the town having a courthouse and the judge knowing the locals as well, then that certainly wouldn't happen here. We don't have town courthouses anymore. We just go to the city to go to court, and the judge would be brought in from somewhere else, so they don't know anyone. And I don't know whether that's the case in America or not. But I've seen in a lot of actual films, I've heard that judges are actually quite local and sometimes know the people involved, which is a bit weird to me. So I've already spoken to Jason about the possibilities of this book becoming a movie or film, as we call it here in the UK. Now, I can imagine this as being one of the TV movies that they show on Channel 5 on a weekday afternoon. But I can also imagine it not being that. I can imagine it being a big screen movie as well. Because to put it on the Channel 5 movie, or Hallmark probably is where you get them in the States, they would have to cut some of the violence out of it, which I don't think would be right. So I could see it someday getting up there on the big screen. I can certainly see it as being one of those high school movies where the actors who play the kids are actually in their sort of mid-20s. Jason mentioned Tom Holland and Chloe Grace Moretz. Now I think, yeah, he's quite spot on there, if their schedules will allow it. Now, as I've said before with some books, this is not realism. It's sort of sometimes maybe how you wanted to live your life, not how you did live your life when you were a teenager. I don't know, but we don't read books for realism, because if we wanted realism, we'd just look at everyday life. There's some high moments and some low moments, and of course the characters go on to make mistakes which end up driving the story and taking it in a different direction to where we're expecting it. Now, the character of the town itself, the town sort of seems to keep people there. They struggle to get, the people struggle to leave RiverCreek, and that's why it's called Escaping RiverCreek. It sounds to me a bit like Derry from Stephen King's books. I've been reading It recently, so that's probably why I thought of Derry, but it kind of, once you're there, people don't leave, and then once you break away from it, you try to forget it, but it always pulls you back in the end. But don't worry, unlike Stephen King's book, there isn't a maniac clown going around eating children. So before I bore you too much, I'm not going to tell you what happens because Jason will kill me. I just want to wish him good luck for the rest of this relaunch party, and good luck in his future with Archway Publishing. If you can't remember who I am, I'm author Samuel J. White. Links to my books can be found down there in the description, along with links to Jason's books. Have a good day.